of conferences is just moments away. It's the Steelers and the Birds coming up next.
It's an old-school battle in the Keystone State of Pennsylvania. The Eagles and the Steelers are underway. And look at this. Right away, a loose football. It is picked up by the Eagles. And he's into the end zone. It's a fumble return and an Eagle touchdown.
And that's got to be so disappointing for a defense. You force the fumble, think you got a chance at a turnover, and instead, not only do you give up the football, you also give up a touchdown as well.
Yeah, you just think to yourself, you've done all the hard work, right? You forced the fumble, but when they didn't come up with it, I think they relaxed a little bit or maybe lost their focus as well, and it ended up turning out to be a touchdown against them.
On for the extra point, Jake Elliott. He's got it, and the Eagles lead at 7-zip. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there, grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score.
Taking it about the 1. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22.
Let's go.
So the Steelers offense getting set for their first drive. They'll be led out by their 6'2" QB out of North Carolina, former number 2 overall pick. It's Mitchell Trubisky. Play action. Now Trubisky. That'll be taken in there by James Washington. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down.
It's a gain of 20. First down, Pittsburgh.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Throwing here, Trubisky. And this one is incomplete.
Similar to a shooter in basketball who just connected on the previous shot. They run another set for him on the next play. Now, we had a guy who made the catch. They tried to get the big one downfield, but came up empty.
2nd and 10. First carry for Najee Harris.
They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. Pretty good little 2-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or 2 because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
On 3rd down, Trubisky. Looking deep here for Ebron. Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh.
Sometimes you just got to marvel at how these guys can throw the football. He gave that everything he had, and it was right on the money.
And that is absolutely demoralizing for a defense because you've got the offense on the ropes. It's 3rd down. You're trying to get off the field, and then wham. You have a letdown in the secondary, and you give up a big one.
And the final number of the next-gen stats, that ball traveling a full 59 yards through the air.
Extra point put through by Boswell.
And that will tie our score here in this opening quarter of play.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. Taking it about the 1. And he will make it back to the 15, and that's it. Good coverage there by the kick team. So now here comes the Eagles offense as they get ready to take over. They'll be led out by a Heisman runner-up during his college days. It's the versatile Jalen Hurts. Hurts and the Eagles come up here 1st and 10 at their own 15. They'll fake the give to Sanders, and now Hurts. Forced out to his left. And he'll take this beyond the line of scrimmage as he slides to a hole. Give him a couple on the scramble. It's 2nd down.
Yeah, he only gets a few yards on 1st and 10, but he's better off doing that than throwing an incompletion or even worse, an interception.
To throw again on 2nd down. Hurts. He'll get this one complete. That's A.J. Brown. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets this football out shy of the 30 to the 29. Miles Sanders first carry of the game. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down.
If you're looking for glory, looking to get your name in the headlines, you do not want to play nose tackle. But how about what we just saw there? The ability to hold people up, take on extra blocks, and actually slip them and make a tackle on that play. That's big time.
2nd and 6. No, scratch that. 2nd and 7. Hurts a handoff to Sanders.
A 1-yard gain there following the 3-yard pickup on 1st down.
You think about the strong safety position. You know, they're the more bulkier guys in the free safety, but that time great athleticism to hustle in and break up that play.
And that is a situation where in a defender's mind, you just have to pick a point on the football field and think to yourself, I'm going to sprint full out and meet him at that point. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but he had to play diagnosed perfectly there.
And the next-gen stats, they tell the story as he was approaching 19 miles an hour on that one. Throwing is Hurts.
And Sanders has got it complete. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. That's going to bring up 4th down, only a gain of 2 there.
The key to any screen play is all in the deception. And that means everyone on the offensive side of the ball, but someone gave it up because that one wasn't very well concealed. And the defense able to rally to him and hold him for just a short gain.
Here's Aaron Sipos out now to punt on 4th down. Deontay Johnson deep for the Steelers.
And here's a fair catch taken at about the 24-yard line. They'll score that a 36-yard punt. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10.
So Pittsburgh retakes the field for their 2nd offensive possession.
The last possession, these guys were able to tie the game with a touchdown. Now they'll have a chance to move out in front.
Yeah, let's give a big assist to the defense who got the ball back. The special teams went out there, handled things. They've got it. They've got momentum. I know they're eager to get out there and put it on display.
On 1st down, Trubisky. Short little throw to Ebron. And they're able to get this one across the 35.
But when you hit him on the move like that, and he's able to get into open field with a full head of steam, oh, boy, it's going to be tough to get him down.
Yeah, there was a big window. They're lucky they did get him down.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Here's Trubisky to throw.
And this is incomplete. Very lucky to get that one back. That nearly picked. It's 2nd down now.
Oh, man, that was close. The opportunity to change momentum, big play, right in his hands, unable to come down with it.
A sigh of relief, no doubt, on offense if that fell harmlessly to the ground. Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Trubisky.
They'll get this to his tight end. That's Pat Freiermuth.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down.
Someone sharp in this game. I mean, a touchdown pass on the first drive and comes right back, and he's flinging it around really well here.
A really nice throw there to pick up the first down. You kind of just feel a laser focus and confidence about him, and I think we saw that this week, didn't we? Talking to him and the coaches, they felt good about his performance coming up.
Yeah, I was really impressed with that last practice we saw when they went through 2-minute drill, when they went through all the different situations. Ball hardly hit the ground, and I thought, yeah, he might be locked in for this one.
Play action. It's Trubisky. Now and he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. It'll go as a loss of about 6, and now it brings up 3rd. Defensive end gets in there that time. They were in a 4-3. What's the responsibility of the ends versus the tackles there, Charles?
Well, most of the time when you talk about the ends, they're your pass rushers. They're the guys that you turn loose to try and get to the guy who's going to throw the football. The tackles, usually more of the run-stuffing variety. But the way this game is advanced, you're wanting a little bit of everything out of all of your guys. But let's just go ahead and break it down and make it simple. The guy who's the right defensive end versus a right-handed quarterback, that's the blind side. He's going after the quarterback. He's going to put him on the ground.
And they'll bring him down right at midfield, and he is well short of the first down. These two teams all tied after 1. Steeler football here to begin quarter number 2. On 4th down, here's Presley Harvin on to punt. The back deep for Philadelphia, Devontae Smith. And a great job on special teams to down it, as this will be marked out inside the 5-yard line.
That punt was near perfection as it checked up inside the 5-yard line. You never know where these things are going to go, do you?
No, what was it? You got a John Heisman quote about that, right?
Yeah, he said the football is roughly a prolate spheroid, which means it's going to bounce funny, and you never know where it's going to end up.
They go with Howard to begin the drive. And he'll manage to pick up about 4 at 2nd down.
But they certainly got dented with that first down run. So now they've got to be back on their heels a little bit as a defense.
Six yards left on 2nd down. Hurts. Open man, that's Devontae Smith. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
He decided to run a hitch route. It really helped to have a guy who can turn it loose. And, boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
And I see an extra defensive back on the field. Little surprise here on 3rd and 1. They'll try and run for it with Sanders. And he will have a first down at about the 21-yard line.
I think I saw a lot of shoulders just drop there. And what I mean by that is they finally were able to relax a little bit because that was an important play call. They needed to pick up that first down at this stage of the game.
Yeah, couldn't afford another quick drive and out. Now a carry for Sanders. Slipped one tackle, but no more as he's knocked to the deck behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
And that's exactly what you're looking for at the inside linebacker spot. Versatility. He can drop into coverage, or as he did on that last play, use his speed to get to the perimeter and knock the ball carrier for a loss.
Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. Now Sanders. He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2.
In order to play really good run defense when you're playing a 3-4, those 3 guys up front, the nose tackle and the guys they call the defensive ends, they're usually big people because they're going to have to eat up a lot of blockers because it's usually 5-on-3. And when they do their job well, guys who play on the inside, those inside linebackers, they're able to just roam and hit.
He's going deep for Brown. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Now that's a good bounce back after giving up a touchdown on the opening drive. Just 1 first down permitted and then out. Obviously no loss of confidence with that defense, and now they get to turn it back to their offense.
The Eagles send out their punter now as he'll punt it away for the second time. It's a 45-yard punt, just a 1-yard return. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Steelers offense now, they head back onto the field. And hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win first down. You win second down. And guess what? You start accumulating first downs. And that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
A short gain of just over 2 yards as the first half clock dips inside of 3 minutes.
Well, sometimes as a running back, you've got to be able to improvise when the hole's not where you expect it to be. But in this case, there wasn't any improvisation that he could do that was going to work. Kind of like if you're trying to be a comedian on open mic night at the Improv and you run into a tough crowd.
That's going to set him back 5 yards. And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. Second down and long. Trubisky will throw. And that's going to be incomplete. Not sure what happened out there, but it looked like the timing was a little off on that throw.
Well, you know I'm a defender, so what am I going to say?
Great defense.
Darn right. They did something to disrupt that timing.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Out of the gun, Trubisky. And this is going to be incomplete. More problems here on third down. They've converted only once so far in this first half.
And you know as well as I do in this league, if you don't win on third down, it makes it hard to win a ball game because then you're relying on your defense, you're relying on your special teams. You've got to get it done with your offensive unit.
The Steelers send out their punter now as he'll kick it away for the second time. Good footwork at the 30. They call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And the Eagles will have it taking over 1st and 10. The Eagles offense now gets set to head back onto the field. They'll begin with much more advantageous starting field position than they did on their last drive as they come up here 1st and 10. It'll be Sanders to begin the drive. And he'll take this one for about 4 up to the 40.
It'd be hard to say that a defense wouldn't be ready for a first down run. And when you can gain that kind of yardage against a defense that's really kind of geared to stop that play, your confidence has to rise, and now you've actually opened up your playbook. If you want to throw the ball now for play action, you're good to go.
Second quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game.
3 down, 3 down.
A reminder, coming up at halftime, Jonathan Coachman will join us from Orlando with our halftime report. But business to take care of before we get there.
A 2-minute drill before the coach's 2-minute drill.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Hurts sets up to throw it. And that will be incomplete.
sets up 4th down.
The Eagles send out their punter now as he's on to kick it away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken at about the 18-yard line. 37 yards on the punt with no return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Steelers offense now, they head back onto the field. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
First down now, but that clock rolling. Now it's Trubisky. His throw incomplete. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Now Trubisky to throw. That's complete to White. And he's got this down to the 35.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Trubisky to throw again. Looking for Johnson, and it's intercepted. Picked up by James Bradbury. And the Eagles are going to get it back here just past the 35. That was just one of those interceptions from our perspective here. We got a good view at the 50-yard line mid-level that quarterback and receiver were not on the same page.
Just by his reaction, I'm talking about the quarterback, he expected something different from his receiver. Whether he expected him to break in, out, deeper, shorter, they'll determine that on the sideline. But bottom line, you could see that he thought he'd be in a different spot, except the defender was not his intended target.
They'll throw on first down with Hurts.
And that is incomplete.
Had the right idea there, trying to throw it to the sideline, but he led him just a little bit too much, trying to get it out to his receiver. Ends up falling to the ground, incomplete.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts.
And on the catch right side, this is Sanders. Now the Eagles will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half.
On 1st and 10, it's Hurts.
Flushed out right. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's 2nd down. The Eagles will take their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half.
2nd down and 3. Here's Hurts to throw.
Escaping the pressure right. And he'll go out of bounds after taking a little further down inside the 40.
Well, that's a nice job right there. He's looking downfield, but with no one open, he takes off and tries to run for it. He gets to the sidelines and gets out of bounds with a 1st down.
Now to try the Eagle field goal, Jake Elliott. This officially a 55-yard attempt. And that is no good. Hit it well from distance, but he couldn't work it back in. And this game will remain tied here in quarter number 2. And that's the risk of the long field goal miss here at this stage of the 2nd quarter. You give up great field position.
And that gives them one more opportunity to make something happen and something big. And we've seen crazy stuff happen at the end of halves.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And this is caught. Now a timeout called with 3 seconds to go. And, of course, they're in field goal range in the final seconds of this 1st half. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. From the left hash, he'll have to cut this at a tight angle. And Boswell's kick is good. And that will do it for this 1st half. So we've reached halftime here with the visiting Steelers out in front. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. And welcome in, everyone, to an abbreviated version of the EA Sports Halftime Report. First up, though, let's take a look at the next-gen stats from the 1st half for the Steelers. And they've definitely been able to exploit some holes in that opposing secondary, as they threw for close to 200 yards in those first 2 quarters. Meanwhile, for the Eagles, we check on their numbers on the ground in the 1st half, as they know they'll need to be better to overcome this halftime deficit.
Okay, Coach, adjustments likely going to play a big role in this 3rd quarter in what's been a tight contest so far.
It's the Eagles ready to see the football first, and they trail here as we resume action in this 3rd quarter. Taken at about the 1. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. Out come the Eagles now as they'll go on offense first here in the 3rd quarter.
And they do trail, but they have a chance to possess the football first to try and do something about it.
And that certainly makes it something of an important drive for them, because is it going to win the game? No, but you have to do something to bring some life to your sideline.
And that went a little too high as it's knocked away and incomplete.
That was pretty nice to watch as he matched the route with the receiver and stayed right there, stuck to him like glue, almost hip to hip, shoulder to shoulder, helped force the incompletion.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Shotgun snap and then the give to Sanders. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on 1st down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on 2nd.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. It's caught by Sanders. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Well, it looks like they got what they wanted. They got the completion, but they weren't able to break any tackles or gain nearly enough yardage to pick up the 1st down. Now to be 4th and short.
The Eagles send out their punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. Fair catch called for and made right at the 25-yard line. A 40-yard punt, no return, and possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. So now Eric Ebron and the rest of the offensive unit trotting on the field. And we roll the highlights of the game he's had. You know, when we talk about wide receivers and how you shut them down, what about when you have a tight end like this having a game? How do you stop him defensively?
It really changes what you're trying to do, because defensively you're worried more about the wideouts. Okay, how are we going to cover them? The running backs, how are you going to shut them down? But the tight end is that elusive, unique player. Linebacker covering, cornerback covering, safety covering him. Always has the advantage. Usually has final answer against anyone who tries to defend him.
They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. But linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Trubisky.
That swung out wide to Harris.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. They'll throw on 1st down with Trubisky. Being chased out left. Give him a couple on the scramble. It's 2nd down.
Get him, boys! Get him, boys!
What a dimension this man brings to this defense. He had his mind set there that he was going to get in and make that tackle. He really flew to the football.
And you can just see that whole play developing. That's where, as a defender, you just lock in on your target and say, I'm not even thinking about breaking stride. I'm running straight for the belt buckle, because where it goes, that's where you find his body. And he's able to get in there and make a great play.
And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line.
Yeah, baby. We come down.
Well, they've certainly been successful throwing it around in this game. That's allowed them to move the ball on offense. But I got to tell you, to watch them run the football and successfully, I'm not taking sides. But to see the ball in a running back's hands, oh, that's football for me.
So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. This is Harris. And he's corralled at the 40, but not before picking up 8.
And that's the kind of run that gets everyone excited on offense. And, you know, oftentimes the guys who carry the ball are the ones in the huddle doing the chirping. Right now, I think it's the offensive line telling them, run it again. We are right there about to break a big one.
Off the play fake, here's Trubisky. Looking for White on the deep ball. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
Tremendous field position there and a perfect time to do exactly what they did. Take a shot at the end zone. And they went for the big play, just unable to complete it.
So 3rd and 2, this quite possibly 4-down territory, though, if they're stopped. Trying to pick it up on the ground with Harris. Broken tackle. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone.
40 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. From the red zone now, here's Trubisky on first down. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
I know you felt like saying touchdown there, didn't you, partner? That looked like a sure 6 points, but the contact jarred it free.
Got his hands on it, could not hold on through the end of the play.
A good action to this point in the third quarter. Just a 3-point game. 2nd and 10.
Now it's Trubisky. Eluding the pressure right. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down.
Let's go. Let's go.
They'll try and run with Harris. Nothing doing there. They're going to wind up holding him at the 2. No gain there, and it's going to set up 2nd and goal. So stuffed from the 2. Now what?
You know me pretty well. What do you think I want here?
Play action.
Definitely. Let him get outside and create. And if he has to run it, he has a little bit more space.
They'll try to run with Harris. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down.
And now 3rd and goal coming up. The loss on 2nd down. That just means this crowd's going to get even louder. And they'll get a little bit of extra help from the defenders as they exhort them to join them in the effort.
This Eagle defense, they won't give in without a fight. This is 3rd and goal. They go play action with Trubisky. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. So it's been a long drive. They've held the ball for quite a while. Now what do you do here?
Well, to me, at this stage after this drive, this close to the goal line, 3 points would be a letdown. I'm going for it here.
And no hesitation about this decision here. Confidently, they're going to go for this. 4th and goal from the 3. They're going for it. This is Harris. And he's not going to get in. They stop him at the 1. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. They start on the ground here at Sanders. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down. So the scoring dried up here in the 3rd. Nothing that quarter for either side. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. And welcome back. We are in the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the 4th quarter. And he's able to get this up just shy of the 15. They held him in check in the first half, but that's his longest carry of the game right there.
So would this be the definition of fresh legs since he didn't get much done in the first half? Now he has a great opportunity. He's taking full advantage of it.
So still backed up, but the situation not as dire now. 1st and 10 at the 14. He'll look to throw. Left side here to Sanders. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2.
Good call there on 1st down. And Brandon, I'm getting better over the years and not screaming out, screen, screen, screen with my defensive training. They want to keep those pass rushers honest, and they did so there, and they wind up picking up positive yardage.
Play action. Here's Hurts. He's going deep for Brown. And this one nearly intercepted. Boy, that would have been a great time for their first pick. But instead, it's 3rd down.
Trying to erase that deficit all at once. One big shot. He took it. Unfortunately for him, incomplete.
The Eagles on third down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This time they face a 3rd and 2. A give running left. It's Sanders. And boy, he is very close to a first down. But from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. Give him a couple on the run as it brings up a 4th down. And the trend continues here in the 4th like it was in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs. But bottom line is, he takes care of the ball well for them, so they'll keep handing it to him.
The Eagles send out their punter now as he's on for the 5th time here today. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. Oh, good move. 39 yards on the punt, just 2 on the return. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. They're holding on right now to that slim advantage in a 1-score game. And you hear a lot about 2-minute offense and 4-minute offense. Obviously, the 4-minute offense applies here. How do they run that effectively?
Yeah, really what the 4-minute offense is you're just trying to grind the clock. So you want consistent gains, steady gains. Doesn't have to be big plays, but it has to be plays that gets first downs and keeps the ball away from your opponent.
But certainly throwing the ball is in the mix here.
It certainly is. Just make sure that you're careful with it. And again, get those first downs, keep possession of the football. How many times have we seen this late in the 4th quarter? Because you know the pass rush is getting after him, and they get upfield, get that great push, and what do they create? Space, and he takes off.
On 1st and 10, it's Trubisky. Throw left side, taken in by Washington. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line, tackled there.
That's tough to play zone defense when they can just curl up right there in front of you.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we talk about finding the soft spot. Defensively, how do you make sure they don't find the soft spot like they did there?
Tough to do, because what they normally will do is run routes that'll pull you out of that spot that they want to get into. That's what we call not taking the cheese, right? Don't go for the mousetrap. But it's hard to do because when you see a guy cutting that in that direction, you tend to go towards him.
Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on 2nd down. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. Give him a yard on the run there, and that's going to set up a 3rd down and 2. Now, the objective there, I mean, yes, the positive gain, that's nice, but work some clock.
Yeah, you're exactly right, but the problem for them is still within a possession, so they can't just sit on it running the ball. They'll have to find a way to throw it effectively as well.
Less than 2 to play with just a field goal separating these two sides. So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. They're facing a critical 3rd down now as they try to hold on to this lead. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
How about this defense? They came up with a couple big plays in this sequence, and none better than the one right there, forcing the incompletion and bringing up 4th down.
And here's a big one now. Trying to hold this lead. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. They'll try and throw for it with Trubisky. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Steelers try it, but they come up empty on 4th down. And the Eagles defense able to hold. So that's a decision that could loom pretty large here. They go for it on 4th down, but come up empty.
But I actually like the call, and the reason? It shows me a head coach has faith in his team overall. First, on the offensive side, thinking they can pick it up, but also knowing that he has faith in his defense that if they don't, they'll go out there and stop them. I like the confidence he showed.
Hurts throw here taken in as he's able to find Goddard.
5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
It drives some people crazy to see those short throws underneath. They've got to find a way to gash the defense downfield.
Clock running here, under 90 seconds to go. He'll look to throw. Into the hands of Sanders. And he'll be stopped right at midfield.
Now you're right on the edge of field goal range. You've still got time, but get up to the line of scrimmage and get set.
And we've reached the 1-minute mark in this game. Back to throw. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Brown. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40.
This defense has certainly had an outstanding second half, haven't they? I know they just gave up a first down there, and for the offense, they're hoping that that's something that they can jumpstart with and maybe start to move the ball a little bit better. But it's been tough sledding for them here the entire second half.
Let's go, boys.
The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They'll look to throw. And this is incomplete.
A lot of practice time, a lot of thinking goes into 2-minute drills, even on the defensive side. So now you want to make sure the guys understand. Continue to be aggressive, but make sure you're smart in doing so.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. He's back to throw. He finds his tight end, Goddard. That's complete. Now the Eagles will use the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 22 ticks to go in the 4th. Back to throw. And that throw behind his man. He missed him. Incomplete.
So now you're in range to tie things with a field goal, but they still have plenty of time to work for a game winner, and they're trying to do so. Nice job defensively to force the incompletion there.
2nd and 10 now from the 27. Sanders here as they run out of the gun. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming. Now a timeout called for by the offense as he'll stop it with 11 seconds remaining in the ball game. So the field goal unit is on the field as this is a big spot right here. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. So here we go. Maybe the biggest kick of the game forthcoming. This to potentially send us to overtime. And this one is right through. And they will tie this game here in the final seconds. So he missed his first attempt, remember, but this time he gets back on the bike. He knocks it home.
Man, sometimes that first one can really impact you moving forward. It can just stay with you too long and affect everything else you do during the game. In this case, though, able to shake it off. He's riding high again.
Now at 10 apiece as the kick's away. Taken in at the 3.
And they will wrangle it down a couple yards shy of the 30. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. Tie game, and barring something incredible here, we're likely headed to overtime.
What I would do is either hand it off inside or more likely I take a knee and let the clock run out. Because if I'm back there trying to throw and a sack happens, the ball comes free, I can lose the game here. If I get to overtime, I can still win it.
It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game.
So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, called it the 21. Pittsburgh's offense now heading back out onto the field. Set for their first drive here in overtime, and this is where the crowd can really become a factor.
They've had to battle it all day, but I know what you're saying. In overtime, that gets doubled, doesn't it? At least, because now the crowd really wants to be involved and help their team, and that first drive can dictate the whole thing because they know if this team takes it downfield and scores a touchdown, it's game over.
It's been loud in here so far. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be second and a couple. First throw in overtime now for Trubisky. Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes. They get to him for a loss of 4, and it brings up third down on the sack. Well, on that one, they go with a play fake, CD, but I don't think anybody really was fooled. All eyes were fixated on the quarterback, and they got him to the ground.
And to run this play successfully, you've got to make sure that everyone is doing their part. You actually have to sell this play. You've got to sell the run action. Otherwise, why do you stop at the running back? You just run straight for the quarterback and put him on the ground.
Throwing here, Trubisky. Looking for White on the deep ball. And he's caught on the sideline, but he's not going to have a first down. They say he was out of bounds. So a big call there that brings up 4th. The temptation to go for it probably there. Always is, especially in overtime. Got to punt it, though.
I think you're right. I think that you absolutely have to punt it away and trust your defense, especially play a little field position here. But you're so right about the temptation. Another way to satisfy that, though, line up in punt formation and fake it. That's another way to get it done.
So a change of possession here on the punt. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. Their defense did its job, got the stop. All they need is 3, and this is over.
Couldn't have done much else other than score themselves and end it. But they turned it back over to them, and now all they need is a field goal to win the game. An excellent job by the defense. Can the offense finish things off?
Part 1 is done, now part 2. Well, in overtime, I think coaches always wondering, where's that magic line for my kicker? They're already in field goal range after that big play.
I'm glad you brought that up because that magic line can change throughout the game. It's constantly being updated by teams. It starts with pregame. Okay, how do you feel? As the game goes on, they might ask him again, still feel that same number? Is it a different number? Right hash, left hash, what do you need? And that goes into the play.
As Sanders has it poked free, and it's picked up by the Steelers. And they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line. Following the fumble recovery, it's Trubisky. And that is incomplete here. This being their second opportunity in overtime. Third overall drive. See if they can
settle into a rhythm.
And that's what you're looking for. Get a few first downs, move the ball downfield, have some confidence, get yourself in a spot where you can at least kick a field goal to win it. But I tell you this, if I'm the play caller, I'm looking at that part of my sheet that says playmakers. Get the ball in their hands, critical situation, now's their time.
On 2nd and 10, Trubisky. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. Trubisky will throw. He finds his man Johnson. And he will have a Steelers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
First down, Pittsburgh.
Now Trubisky on 1st down. Flush to his right. He's got the first down and more inside the 40. And down right around the 37.
Whoa, let's go, let's go!
17 yards. First down, Steelers.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. They run the counter. Harris. And he's going to be stacked up right at the line of scrimmage. Nothing there for him. 2nd down.
I would think as a play caller, you want to look for some quick hitters to your tight end. Any type of a route to replace where that linebacker was. Because when you saw the speed with which he reacted and stuffed that play, maybe use that speed against him in the future.
Again, it's Harris on 2nd down. And tough sledding. He'll get maybe a yard. Stop short of the 35. So 3rd down now. They need the 27-yard line for a first. They hand this off to Harris. And he will be marked down short of the first as they get to him at the 29. 7 yards on the carry there, but now they're staring at 4th down.
Okay, he didn't break that one all the way, but you got to know that he feels like he's right on the verge, and that's probably exactly what he's telling them in the huddle right now.
So on now for the field goal try, Chris Boswell. This to win it in overtime. And the Eagles are going to go ahead and take another timeout. They'll be left with just one remaining here at OT. So on now for the field goal try, Chris Boswell. This to win it in overtime. And he got it. The kick is good in overtime. He's able to split the uprights. And they will take the lead at 13-10. So they wind up turning the turnover into points as they convert there for 3.
Yeah, that was a nice job there to force the fumble. They recover, hand things over to their offense, and then the offense went down and got them 3.